Good word, that, blunt, but perfectly sums up what was a press conference that lasted a shade over 3 minutes. But I suppose, to be fair, when your team's lost 3 on the bounce, when the injuries are piling up, probably the last thing you want to do is face the media, and that was the distinct impression that you got today from Pep Guardiola. Answers very, very short, body language not particularly positive. But as you say, first question up was his own particular future, which has often been raised over recent months, but of course it's significant because of the time of year with the international break. Let's have a listen to his assessment of where things are on that particular topic.
I know you get asked lots about your future and you always say not decided, but the last 2 contract extensions you signed were in November. Have you got any plans to go to Abu Dhabi over the next 2 weeks?
No.
That's fair enough.
Peter, it is 3 consecutive defeats for City in all competitions. How confident was Pep Guardiola that they can stop the rot at Brighton tomorrow?
Well, it's tricky, isn't it? I mean, we just don't expect this of Manchester City. It's very unfamiliar territory for them to be looking at a possible 4 defeats on the bounce, which they've never done under Guardiola. So clearly he's not happy. Clear that the players aren't happy. You wonder whether that's affecting confidence. You just wonder how that's going to affect the build-up as they prepare to face Brighton tomorrow afternoon. So let's hear what he thinks about the way his team is shaping up at the moment, bearing in mind those 3 defeats.
Pep, your players aren't used to losing 1 game, never mind 3. What have you said to them this week?
It's different competitions.
But have you had to reassure them a little bit? Bernardo, for example, seemed very, very down after the game on Tuesday.
I don't think so. We said that of course, we are not used to play 3 games in different 3 competitions, but it's football, it's happened, so we know the reason why we have struggled. But yeah, looking for that game and after international break, and after that, a few players will come in back better and recover, and for all the problems that we have, little problems that every player have, we will solve it. I hope so.
They say you learn more about your players when they've lost a game than when they're winning. What have you learned about your players this week?
Absolutely anything, because I know them for 9 years. So they prove many times what they are capable of. So no change of opinion I have to them. It's part of the sometimes happen. I have to understand it.
And finally, Peter, it seems that Guardiola isn't best pleased with the interim England manager, Lee Carsley. What's all that about?
Well, of course, you can appreciate the injury problems they've got at the moment, and he did say that the same players who went over to Lisbon for that heavy defeat in the Champions League will be the same players on duty at Brighton, so no injured players returning. Now, that includes Jack Grealish, who's had a really stop-start season with injuries. Huge things we're expecting of him this season, especially after not being particularly involved in the Euros, but it's not working out just at the moment. More injury problems in recent days, and yet, as you say, called up by the England manager Lee Carsley, and this was Pep's reaction to that.
Can you tell us about Jack Grealish as well? Because obviously he's not been playing, but he was picked for England yesterday.
A question for the manager from UK.
Is he fit to play for you tomorrow?
No.
So there you go. We told you it was blunt, and I think that's a fair assessment of those 3 answers, but we did our best. And I guess all City can hope for now is to go to Brighton tomorrow, get back to winning ways, stay on Liverpool's tail at the top of the Premier League, and then really get to that international break, which is so crucial, I think, for Manchester City. Get some of those injured players back, make sure they're 100% and nobody's coming back too early, which is always a problem. And then a really, really testing run of games against Spurs, against Liverpool, against Forest, and then the small matter of a Manchester derby. And hopefully Pep next week or the week after will be a bit more talkative.